Welcome back to the new edition of this particular YouTube channel, Adiayo Pro Tips. Alright, so there was particular time someone sent a slip to me about this particular market of first corner time to be around 5 minutes to 20 minutes, which is yes. Actually, this particular market can generate two odd with just single game. So I tried to apply different ideas and different approach towards this particular market in order to achieve accuracy on it. So I applied the over corner predictions and under corner prediction to see if I can actually achieve this, but it seems like that particular market seems to be very tricky. All right, so this is how this particular over corner works if you are able to do it right. So there is this particular app we often use on this particular channel to generate some kind of predictions, like half time over 0.5 goals, double chance, so many predictions like that over 1.5 goals. There are so many secrets and methods that you guys can apply to this particular app to generate games and predictions daily. I've made a lot of videos using this particular betting app for you guys, and this time around I'm going to show you guys how I prompt, or let me say how I generate predictions from this particular betting prediction app. So the name of the app, for those people that want to know the name, or maybe for people that are just coming across this particular app for the first time, the name of the app is Bet So you can get it on Play Store. So that's fine. All right, so without wasting much of our time, the first thing that I'll be doing is selecting the criteria that we want. So the first thing that you need to do, just click on the total corners to be plus 10, and just let us go for today's. And when it comes to leagues, I go for all leagues and the numbers of matches that we want in order to get a very big or large amount of gear predictions. So I used to set it to 20, and when it comes to probabilities interval, I will put it at 50% to 100% only for this particular market, over and under corner. So you have to set it to 50 to 100%. So don't forget the first thing, selecting plus 10 corners, the days that you want. When it comes to league, go for any leagues, and set the total numbers of matches that you want to generate to 20, and the percentage of probability interval, make it to be around 50 to 100. So the system told us to watch a video to unlock for 10 minutes, so I'm watching the ads now. And now checking for today's games, no matches were found for the selected criteria, so I'll change the day to tomorrow, and let's see the total numbers of games that we are going to get. All right, so we have just two games for tomorrow, and using this particular criteria of over 10.5 corners. So generating over 10.5 corners doesn't mean that you are predicting over 10.5 corners. Take note of that. So I'm going to check if we can get more games. I will add maybe the next tomorrow and start, because most times you don't get games to predict easily during the week except for the weekends. We have enough games to play during those periods. So let's check if we are to add Friday to it, and let's avoid Saturday for now. Unless it's okay, we are able to generate 3 games for just 2 days. You can see how strict this particular criteria how strict it will limit you. So let us add Saturday to it, and let's see if we can get 20 games. All right, so we are able to get 20 games using the selected criteria. Now the next thing that you guys need to do is that you need to click on each of these particular games and check, in order to achieve what you want, to achieve accuracy over 8.5 corner, because generating over 10.5 corners doesn't mean that you are going for over 10.5 corners. You are going for figures that are below over 10. So the next thing that you need to do is to click on the games that you want to predict and check the total numbers of the percentage of their goals to be around maybe over 2.5, and sometimes you can get over 3.5, but at least over 2.5. Then after that, that's when you can now proceed and check the percentage of maybe probabilities of outcome of coming out as over 8.5 or over 9.5. So this is the percentage of coming out as over 2.5, 54%. That is fine. And if you are to look at the corner percentage, you can see that the probabilities of outcome of over 10.5 is 51%. So I'm not going for that. One thing that I always do is that I always go for, if I want to be strict with it, I always go for either 90% or 80%. But I will always advise you guys to go for 90%. That is if you want to go extremely strict with it. So you guys can see that everything that we have here, they are more than the percentage that this particular system is generating for the unders. So we have 51% for over 10.5 and 90% for over 7.5 of this particular game. So if I want to predict this particular game, I will advise you guys to go for over 7.5. Alright, so we have the game here, and it happens to be a conference league fixture. But another problem about this kind of a game is that they are not teams that often meet or play against each other. This is like a tournament. So most times when it comes to all this Europa League, Champions League, Conference League, and some cup tournaments like that, it is kind of always unpredictable because these teams that are playing, they don't meet often. So you guys need to be careful in this particular aspect of the games that you are going to apply these particular predictions on. Actually, the system, this particular app is very accurate. It will generate perfect games for you, but you guys need to be very careful when it comes to that. So we have another game here, and let us check the corner. All right, so if you guys see this particular corner too, we have 51% for the game to end up as over 10.5 and 87% for over 7.5. So depends on the policy that you want to apply to this particular method of getting your total corner predictions. For example, now if you want to be going for 80% and above, fine. This particular game, Legia also this particular game would be over 7.5. But if you want to be strict with 90%, I will advise you guys to avoid it. And checking all these normal league games, Everton against Serena, you guys can see that we have the over 2.5 to be at 54%, which is higher than the game to end up as under 2.5. And now proceeding to the total numbers of corners. But before I proceed, if you guys are able to get all these normal league games like this one, and you check all the criteria that we are checking, all the steps, and you follow the steps right, you get the percentage of over 2 to be higher than under 2.5, then you are good to go. And now checking the corner, you guys can see that we have 50% for over 10.5 and 50% for under 10.5. That is the advantage of setting the probability interval to 50%, from 50% to 100%, so that it will be very easy for us to get the games that we want. And this particular game, for the over 7.5, we are able to get 96%. Now this particular game is a perfect game for me to go for as over 7.5. So this happens to be the simple method that you guys can apply for this particular strategy of over corners. Now depends on the total numbers of figures that you want to go for. Now when it comes to predicting under corner, this time around you are not going for under 10.5. For over corner we went for over 10.5, but this time around we are going for under 7.5. Now this will help you to get games that they hardly play corners. Like sometimes you'll be seeing maybe 2 or 4 corners for the full time of the game. So now let us check if we are going to get the games, and if not, because we are applying a very strict method on it. So set it at 50% to 100% to get what you want, and let's see what we have now. Alright, so no matches were found for the selected criteria. Now then you can shift it to 8, but at most 9. Don't shift it to maybe under 10.5 in order to get the best results. So I'm going to include today's game to it. So we are going for under 8.5, setting the probability interval to 50% to 100. All right, so we're able to generate 8 games, and including games that are supposed to play today, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. And if you guys are to look into one of these particular games, if the bookies are not providing the market for the under 10.5, because these games, they are best for under 10.5, and if the bookmakers that you are using are not providing the market for under 10.5, just avoid the game. So I'll be checking 1xbet right now for the first game that we have here under the Tunisia League 1, and we have some other games that you guys can look into for the under 10.5 corner predictions. And don't forget, we got some games fixtures for over 7.5 corners earlier, so you guys can look into that also. So this is Tunisia League, and this is the match we want to check. So let's check the corner. Alright, so one XBet is not providing the market for the under 10.5. We only have 8.5, so I would just advise you guys not to go for this particular game. Actually, game may eventually end up as under 8.5, but just kindly make sure that you avoid this. Alright, so thanks for watching. I believe this particular video is informative for you guys. So, and don't forget to support this particular channel with likes and subscribe, and drop your comment if you have any question regarding to this particular content.